Linus Tech Tips coverage of PAX 2013 is brought to you by Western Digital, Intel, and SteelSeries. So we're here at the Intel booth at PAX Prime 2013. Remember guys, Intel is one of our sponsors here at the show, so a huge thanks to them for allowing us to be here. If you swing by, you'll have a chance to, well, see me, I suppose. I hope that I caught you, because by the time this video's up, I think that'll be over. They're giving away a ton of crazy prizes, over $40,000 worth of processors alone, and they've got a bunch of great technology on display here in the booth. So of course everyone knows about Intel's desktop processors, but they're giving you a chance to be hands-on with sort of the new generation of Intel experiences, including things like super thin and light tablets as well as convertible Ultrabooks. So if you're not familiar with what a convertible Ultrabook is, one of two things. One, come by the booth, or I hope you swung by the booth and now you know, so then I guess we're not having this conversation. And number two is you can look at me explaining what exactly it is. It's a device that is thin, light, has great battery life, functions as a notebook, or, let's see if I can figure out how the mechanism works on this one, there we go, functions as a tablet. Also being shown off here at the show, speaking of thin and light, I mean this is still technically a desktop machine. In fact, it is a full-fledged desktop machine in spite of its small stature. I know that because I'm quite short that it doesn't necessarily look as small as it is next to me, but trust me, it is. This is the iBuyPower Revolt. It is using the latest Intel 4th generation Core i7 processor in order to pack just as much gaming performance inside a tower this size as you might find inside a much larger one. In fact, the unique internal layout of the Revolt allows it to not only run the latest Core i7 processors, as fast as those may happen to be, but also even the very highest end graphics cards. So it's available with up to a GTX Titan, meaning you can have a phenomenal gaming experience even if you want to run something like an NVIDIA surround, 3 display, 3D kind of configuration. Ventilation is handled in a very unique way, so you can actually see over here on this side that is pretty much entirely mesh over here above the key component, so the CPU is actually right below here, and if you come around to the back here, you're going to see that the internal configuration of this case, whoa, hold on a minute, what's going on here, is very unique indeed. So it uses a mini ITX motherboard, a PCI Express extension cable, and whoa, the graphics card is in line with the motherboard. What in the heck, how in the heck does this work? It also uses a very, very tiny power supply. You're going to have to be running extremely efficient components in order to make sure that you're cooling them adequately with a tiny little fan like that, while still being able to provide enough power for all the beefy gaming goodness that you might want. And another thing to mention is that if you check us out on the Linus Tech Tips forum, find the thread about the Intel PAX giveaways, because there's one that Intel's running on Twitter where you can win an iBuyPower system, and there's a second one that we're running on the forum exclusively to win a main gear system. So both of those, go check them out. They will still be available to enter even after the show. So if you're watching this a little bit late, you can still win something. Don't miss any of our show coverage. We're powered here at the show by Western Digital, Intel, and SteelSeries. So once again, a huge thanks to those guys for making this possible.